Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing Most Likely To. Whoever is most likely to do the thing has to take a shot, but we're not allowed to confer with each other. We fail if both of us take the shot, and we fail if none of us take the shot. One of us has to shot.
We have a jug with ice in it.
And we're gonna add, what alcohol are we doing?
I think we're going to do Bacardi and Coke.
Form boy. Woo! It smells like nail varnish remover.
I mean, it probably is like alcohol based, isn't it? Who's most likely to kiss someone of their own sex? Agreed.
Oh.
You glad I put
As soon as I saw kiss and same sex, I was like, for God's sakes. Get stopped by airport security.
Looking suspicious.
I feel like I genuinely do get stopped because of my hair.
Because of your hair?
You know, you get random checks. People just randomly check and they say, sorry, this is a random check. And I get suspiciously random checked all the time.
I don't think it's because of your hair though.
Well, I look around and everyone looks normal. Then like I come in and they're like, she's probably got drugs up her arse or something. I don't know.
Who's most likely to have sex with their cousin? We're skipping this one.
Most likely to get friend zoned. Why?
Girls typically wouldn't get friend zoned as much as guys. I think that's a fair point.
I love how you just agreed to your own point.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to have sex tonight? That makes no sense. You're gonna go shag the neighbour. We have to drink to that. Oh, I was just gonna say it'd be most likely you because I'm on my period. I think that should have been you. I'm on like day 3 period here. It's not happening.
Who's most likely to get sent the most nudes?
All of this is sexist.
Yeah, I think anything that's like someone getting more lucky is probably always going to be the girl.
All of these have is just because I'm a woman and you're a man. It's
Yeah.
nothing to do with our personalities.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to shoplift?
Goody two shoes will be.
I don't blame you if you shoplift.
Who's most likely to catfish someone?
This isn't fair.
I love how you're just taking it upon yourself to agree that it's you though.
Come on.
Like you're not even letting me argue my point or anything, like
You just have to be truthful. Also, I literally have catfished before.
disgraceful. You're going to be smashed by the end of this and I'm going to be sober as a judge.
Who's most likely to have sex on the couch?
I was thinking in my head it's probably easier for a guy, but then I thought I wouldn't be having sex on my own.
I only didn't shop because you were drinking, so I was like, fuck it. If you have a nice couch, having sex on a couch is a lot like easier and better.
But you wouldn't want to have sex on the couch if it was a nice couch.
Well, not too much of a nice, like a cozy couch is what
Like
I
a
mean.
really fancy
Like
one.
a comfy one.
Just get like fluids everywhere.
Aww.
Who's most likely to be a drug dealer? I think I obsess more over like business ideas and stuff like that. And like I think of things like how you could do it and like,
Yes,
do you know what I mean?
Actually, yeah. I would be too like
Not that
nervous. I can just see it. You'd come into the room and be like, Ellie, business plan. Who's most likely to lie about their dick or boob size? Oh.
It doesn't really bother us that much, like most guys, but I think guys get ridiculed over their dick size more than girls get ridiculed over their boob size, so I think it's just more of a self-conscious thing for guys.
I didn't shop because, not to brag, but I wouldn't need to lie.
Unless you were conscious about your big boobs.
Yeah, the only time I would lie is to size them down. You wouldn't lie because you just don't really lie anyway.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't lie because I wouldn't need to. Wait, neither would you. Who's most likely to sleep with an ex?
Definitely.
Only because like I used to do that. Like I have a history of doing that.
Yeah.
It's not like, I feel like that's an emotional like cancer trait. My star sign's Cancer.
Because you're still like attached and stuff in a way.
Yeah, like if we ever broke up and I lived near you, I would probably be like, might see how he is. You're quite good at like setting boundaries, like we are cut.
For me it's quite black and white, so like once I've moved on, I've moved on.
Yeah, I'm quite nostalgic, so I'm like, oh, that was nice, like maybe it would still be nice. Who's most likely to get divorced? Definitely you.
Do you reckon?
Because like I just said, I cling, so even if the relationship's falling apart, I'll be like, we're gonna make it work, but I feel like you might be like, do you know what?
But on the other hand, I settle too easily and I get kind of stuck in a position where I don't want to leave it. But once I have left it, that's when I'm like done with it. I feel like you would more likely get
like
divorced.
I can still be quite attached to people, but I have quite a lot of self-worth, so I'm like, if you're not what little Ellie in the past would have wanted me to settle with, then I'm gonna go.
Got there in the end. Do you want to pour it out?
You made me drink that.
Who's most likely to encourage a friend to end their relationship?
I hate confrontation though. I hate it. But oh, maybe I shouldn't drink. I was going to.
Maybe because I'm more like, am I more brutally honest than you are?
The only reason why I was gonna shot then is because I feel like girls typically, once again, it's a gender thing. I feel like girls are like, oh my god, like why are you with him? He's so shit to you. But it makes me sick. Even if someone's got a shit boyfriend, I still beat around the bush and I'm like, have you considered that this isn't right for you? But I don't say, you know, I encourage you to end your relationship. That's quite intense.
Ideally in your head you'd want to. But when it comes down to it, I think I'd be more likely to actually do it.
Say it, yeah. Okay, fair. Who is most likely to be the old person in the corner of a club? Aww. Yeah, he doesn't really like clubbing, so.
Who's most likely to disappear on a night out?
You?
Really?
Because you don't want to be there.
Oh, I thought it meant in the sense of like
No.
you just mingle with other people and then get lost and stuff.
I would probably get lost, but I don't think I would actually disappear because I'd want to be in the club.
Okay, well if I'm just getting out of there, then
somewhere
yeah,
else.
it's me.
If someone was like, oh, Ellie's gone missing, I feel like that's more alarming because why would I want to leave the club? Whereas if someone said to me, Adam's gone missing, I'd be like, well, he's probably just gone home. Or he's in the smoking area trying to get a break. Who's most likely to say I love you just to get laid?
Like to me, it means like much more than it probably does to a lot of people. I mean it quite literally. Like, so if I say to someone I love them, it's because I feel it and I want them to know that. So if I don't, I wouldn't say it.
That is very unlikely for both of us. Who's most likely to sell an organ when you're alive?
Yeah.
I can imagine you doing that, like Ellie. Business move.
Man. Like even blood, I'm like, it makes us feel
you
sick.
would sell drugs to someone and ruin their life.
I wouldn't sell drugs. That was like, who's most likely to have a private Snapchat? You suck that so hard.
It doesn't go on my lips. Who's most likely to give their shoes to a homeless person? Wow.
I don't really buy fancy shoes very often.
Therefore, they can have them.
I don't really take pride in my shoes, so if, like, to me...
Just digging yourself a hole.
No, to me they're more just like an essential piece of clothing. So if a homeless person doesn't have shoes, I'd probably be like, I don't need them, like you kind of need them, so.
Well, no, I shop because I can't walk past a homeless person without feeling a tremendous amount of guilt.
Yeah.
And then I found out one day that homeless people hate it when you avoid giving them eye contact, and that made me feel even more guilty. But if I walk past a homeless person and their feet were out, I would be like, oh...
You would give yours literally just to escape from the situation.
No, I would give them because I feel so bad.
Yeah.
No, because I want them to have warm feet. See, I'm thinking about it now and how I want to give people shoes.
Alright, let's stop crying, let's move on. Who's most likely to become a sex addict? You're up.
You're up. as I get older, I get less like of a sex pest.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of went through the same kind of phase, but like 5 years ago.
Well, yeah,
Because
that's my age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
So like 5 years ago when I was your age, back when I was your age, I'd say you're generally more interested in everything to do with sex. You find it like intriguing.
So I'll just talk about it all the time rather than doing it.
I mean, that could be a part of what a sex addict is. Who's most likely to go skinny dipping?
Ooh, I want to do that.
Jesus.
These are long shots. Who's most likely to take a line off a toilet floor? Take a line? Oh, what, drugs?
Yeah.
Oh. Am I drunk while I do it?
Maybe.
Whose toilet floor is it?
I'm thinking in a club.
Ooh.
Why would you take a line off your own toilet floor? You would do it on your clean desk or something?
No, neither of us are. I wouldn't do it because drugs scare me. You wouldn't do it because toilets scare you.
Who's most likely to call their ex when they're drunk?
We've already discussed this. I've got issues. Not these days, because I'm happy.
Cool.
Cool. She's more toxic. Who's most likely not to make it past pre-drinks? That's not fair because it's making me the more drunk one. Are you telling me I didn't need a shot just then?
Well, you thought it was you. That's the game. I would say me because usually if there's like a bunch of people who's drinking like pre-drinks, I'm usually the one who drinks way too fast. I don't know if it's because I enjoy the pre-drinks more or what.
Also, I would say that I'm what I like to call a functioning drunk. I've seen you get too drunk. There's no way we're getting you in the car. But I feel when you're drunk, you just sort of like
it's
go,
almost like
and you like don't move.
Who's most likely? Who's most likely to give a lap dance to the person opposite them? Sheila.
Oh, can I tell you what we've got in front of us? Sheila, I'm crazy about your life there. Five bag daisies on your nightstand.
Did you give her a lap dance?
Walk her off the stage. Let's just say it means, you know, the person next to us. I don't want a shot anymore.
You have to, it's the game. Who's most likely to not make it home after a night out?
Where would they go? To someone else's house?
Or just out all night and then get the first train back?
Oh, definitely. Oh, there's nothing in my shot. I'm infamous for being like, I don't want to go home yet. When everyone's like, Ellie, we're tired, we're hungry, we want to leave. And I'm like, I'm crazy that you like that.
You know what's weird? Like every time I've been in a situation where I'm like blackout drunk, I still manage to, I don't know how I do it, but it's almost like internal instincts. Like there's another side of us that looks after myself. So I make sure like I've got all my stuff. I make sure I'm able to like get home on my own if I'm not with someone else. I don't know how I manage it. It just happens. And I wake up and I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. I've got like a water on the side of the table, paracetamol with one taken out.
The only part of that I can relate with is checking your things, because I do that too much, like excessively, and it pisses people off. They're like, Ellie, stop checking your bag. I'll be on the dance floor and I'll be like, and then I'll be like, and then I walk to the bathroom and be like, and they're like, what are you looking for? Because it looks like I'm looking for something for so long, but really I'm just checking I've got my phone, my camera, my money. But I do it every 10 minutes. Who is most likely to get a sex doll? I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm really trying to think of a reason why you need to take a shot, but every time I'm like...
Drink up.
I'm going to get ill.
I'll have smaller shots. Who's most likely to have a sugar daddy or sugar mummy? I think I'm going to get to the point where I just feel really nice and you're going to be like on the floor. I think you were pouring a second shot for yourself there. Double, because you'd have both. Sugar mummy and a sugar daddy.
Oh, imagine that. That'd be well cute.
Sugar parents.
Sugar parents. I get a lot of DMs like from randoms saying like, I'll buy you things. So because of that, I shot.
Like most people would like actually jump on that.
I know, like look at me being all good and not jumping on that. Who's most likely to catch an STI?
You're like the most over the top, like careful person when it comes to sex I've ever met.
Whoa, that you've ever met?
Yeah, like that I've ever like been with and stuff.
Wow.
Most people are just that I know of are just generally quite laid
Skanky.
back. Well, in your eyes, skanky, but like quite laid back. Like you're quite.
You should never be laid back towards your health.
No, I get it, but like you're very like switched on about all that. I think a lot of people aren't. I mean, I would be much more likely than you to go into a situation where I'm like, probably shouldn't have done that. So,
I feel like the whole pandemic thing at the moment, like watching people be so careless about like other people's health, has made you realise why STIs are still a thing. Because people just don't give a shit.
Who's most likely to sleep with someone from Tinder?
Only because you have more than I have.
I've met more people through Tinder than you have.
Yeah.
So if it came down to that, I would be more likely to have a one-night stand than you would. You've got so many like things that you have to get to before you'll actually sleep with someone anyway. Whereas with me, it's more like
you're like, if we vibe, we vibe.
Yeah, like if I get along with them, if it's like a mutual kind of cool kind of vibe thing going on, then cool, why not?
Same on the same topic as like STIs and stuff. Like that's partly why I wouldn't just sleep around, because I'd be like, are you actually infected?
Yeah.
Who is most likely to fall down the stairs in a club? I've literally done this. And I was only 15 years old.
Not while I've been at least aware of it. What?
Underage nightclub.
15 years old in a nightclub? Oh, you mean like in a where you drink Red Bulls?
But I wasn't drinking Red Bulls.
What were you drinking?
Vodka.
How did you sneak it in?
We drank before going.
Oh. How did you get in?
Trust me, it was a process. Basically, we nearly got caught. We hid our alcohol, ran straight into the club. We'd share an energy drink. We'd down half of it and then pour the rest of the vodka in the energy drink. And on the way to the club, be like, we're drinking it on the way. And that's when, like, for some reason, police turned up and saw us doing it. Why were they there in the first place? They're doing their job because they would have stopped me from falling downstairs.
Yeah. Who's most likely to hit someone's parents? Or hit on?
Oh, to hit on someone's parent.
Who's most likely to hit on someone's parent? Oh. We've peaked, guys. She's drinking nothing.
I love an old person, me.
Would you actually hit on them though? Because I feel like you would fancy someone but you wouldn't hit on them. Whereas I probably would.
These days I would, but like when I was younger, when I discovered that I like old people.
Everyone's dads.
I couldn't have the chance then because I was too young, do you know what I mean?
Probably shouldn't say old people because people literally picture pensioners and stuff. Like.
Well, that's true. You might be more likely to, but there'd be more chances for me to have that.
Willing to.
Right. I once, literally no word of a lie, joined a primary school's book club where you read to children in the morning. Can we just bear in mind I'm not a morning person? You had to go into the school at 8 a.m. to read to kids. Because the parents would bring their kids in the morning to drop them off.
Yeah.
And my friend was like, do you want to join this club? I was like, oh, not really. I tried it once and it was just filled with loads of dads bringing their kids in to have their stories read to them. And I was like... And they'd all be like good looking dads. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, they're having kids, that's what they're doing. Because they're good looking dads. And they're all really like good with their kids and like, oh, come on now, hurry along. And I was like, so I carried on doing that for a year. I was in high school and I helped out a primary school that was local to me who were doing that service. It's actually a miracle I haven't knocked any shots over yet. Who is most likely to move to a private island? Oh.
What?
I feel like we would both likely do that.
Depends.
I've got a problem with stuff like this though, because as much as that would soothe my soul, I would also be like, I'm missing out on the city life.
I
the
really
hustle
like
and
being next
bustle.
to town and stuff like that. So.
What, private islands wouldn't have towns?
Yeah. You won't?
Really?
Well, a private island will just be you, right?
Oh.
I don't know.
I'll take that shot back.
Who is most likely to be hit by lightning?
If you don't take that shot, I swear to God, I wouldn't be out when there was lightning and you'd be like, wow.
I've watched Misfits, so...
No, but when there's thunder and lightning, I'm inside. I don't even use like computers or electronics because I'm scared that I'm going to get struck, so. Who is most likely to sleep with someone called Chad? No!
Why is someone called Chad?
Well, sleep with a boy, basically. I'm
pretty sure there's
drinking.
Chads out there who aren't boys. Because I'm a guy and you're a girl.
That's the only reason why I'm shouting.
You might meet a really nice Chad.
Unlikely.
It breaks the stereotype.
Unlikely.
Who is most likely to have sex in their parents' bed?
No.
I don't even like the idea of doing it at my family's home. Full stop. So, definitely not.
I'm only shouting because it is most likely, and that is true about you. So I wouldn't, because you know when your parents' bedrooms smell like your parents. Why would that make you horny?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that ever.
Who's most likely to become a nudist?
Ooh, does that mean never wear clothes? I hate to say it, Adam, but that's a very Aquarius thing to do.
Well, I do question things like why did we start wearing clothes in the first place and stuff like that, but...
Sippy.
But I'm not confident in who I am, so...
I hate my tits. Why would I get them out? The only thing you'd have to worry about is your todger. Not because you... Because that's the only thing guys have to really focus on truly. Like, you'd be quite comfortable elsewhere, wouldn't you? Whereas I've got to worry about my boobs, my fanny, my bum.
Who's most likely to have breakup sex?
This isn't fair.
I've never had breakup sex before.
There's a bug on our ceiling.
You've seen things. Who's most likely to switch their sexual orientation?
That's a weird way to word it. Is that who's more lenient to attempt
I guess so.
experiment?
Just take a shot. Right, you're reading the next one.
Who's most likely to flirt with someone to get free drinks?
I think we should stop.
Can I just ask, would you mind?
If I felt like you were taking advantage of people, then yes, I would care.
I love that's like...
I've got high principles and like, do you know what I mean?
Oh.
I don't like it when people take advantage of people.
Would you mind if I was flirting with a billionaire to get free drinks?
No.
But you'd care if it was a poor little guy who just wanted to have a nice little girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who's most likely to send a nude picture? Have we not done this one?
No. Who's most likely to sleep with a virgin?
Why?
Again, because guys tend to be with younger girls. I think the chance of you being with a virgin guy is extremely low. Unless it's like a girl-on-girl virgin.
I mean, I've always wanted to sleep with virgin, which is why I was going to shop, but then you shot, so I didn't. Who is most likely to say the wrong name during sex?
I feel like you get mixed up with exes sometimes.
Oh wait, I have said the wrong name during sex, so I should probably shot. Have you ever?
No.
Oh. Really?
To be fair, I don't really talk during sex. I mean, when I have said things, I've not said the wrong thing, hopefully.
People who don't talk during sex, it's probably because they're like anxious about doing it. So when they do, they're like, I'm gonna plan this out so it's not the wrong thing. This is, I guess, the last round.
Yeah. Who is most likely to get hit by a car?
Oh, for God's sake!
I wonder how many times I've actually drank in this whole thing. Gotta be less than 10, right? Is that nice?
Hope for the next one's for you.
Yeah. Well, you can have this shot if it's not.
Oh, we'll put it in the middle. Right, this is the grand finale. Let's put our questions out of the way. By the way, I'm most likely to get hit by a car because I can't cross roads.
Your hair's like almost always like glow in the dark, so a car's probably going to see you more likely than it'll see me.
Yeah. But how many times you witnessed me look right, look left,
Like you just
look
panic
right, a car comes, I'm like, great time to cross the road. Who's most likely to spend all their money on a bad idea? Thank the gods. It must have known. It was like, right, what do I pick for Adam? This one.
Maybe for me more than you, it's easier to kind of get caught up in like something that sounds good on the surface.
You get more excited about like
Yeah.
gambling, not gambling, but like risking your money for this cool idea. Like you'll be like, oh Ellie, I'm gonna try this new thing out, and I'm like, okay, which go for it. But I'm a lot more stingy than you are, so I don't like risking too much money. We did it.
Yeah.
You definitely won because I feel sloshed in comparison to you. The world is spinning. I need a fry up.
We're going to make some pancakes.
Yes.
I'll make them because you'll probably set that kitchen on fire. And then get hit by a car. It's going to be fun. I can't wait, actually. I'm starving.
Well, thank you very much for watching.
It's like stare at the camera like trying to figure out life. I'm going to have to look after her now.
Man.
So. Go on, do your outro.
Outro.
Yeah, outro. How do you say it?
Outro.
Outro. do your outro.
For some reason, this drunk is hitting differently.
In what way?
It feels like a teenage drunk.
Giggly drunk.
Yeah, you don't need. Yeah. Aww.
You sounded disappointed.
Because I'm not a teenager.
Yeah, nostalgic, but you can still have fun, though.
Yeah, but where are my teenage friends?
Yeah?
Where's the rebellion? And where's the nightclub?
Oh, fuck that.
We're in isolation. I'm crazy, but you like that. Isn't it weird to think there's no nightclubs open right now? Well, thank you very much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed and you want to see us do more videos. I can smell like smoke machines. Like cigarettes and smoke machines.
I can't.
I'm just missing nights out. I can smell them.
All hope is lost.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this and you want to see us do more similar stuff.
Okay, now.
Similar stuff. I can really smell smoke
I
machines.
can't smell it at all. It's probably the skull.
If you enjoyed this type of content, make sure that you subscribe to be notified every time I make a new video, or like the video to tell me to so I know to make more content like this.
Like the video, subscribe, and follow her on social media such as
Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I have a Patreon if you want to support me on there. Thank you to my main patrons for being my biggest supporters. I do.
Sound like you're going into the song. I do tarot.
I also have a tarot reading Facebook page. You can book a reading with me if you want.
Ellie also has a tarot page and she'll record her voice and send you it via Facebook Messenger or something. Email? I don't know.
Thank you, and I will see you for my next video.
Thank you.
Bye. I need
Pancakes.
pancakes,
Water.
water,
Paracetamol.
paracetamol,
Hugs.
hogs, blankets, television, and candles.
Sounds like a night to remember. Were you recording on this?
Yeah, she's recording them. Yeah.